Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and welcome back to episode 2 of my Overpowered Platoon series, in which I show you some incredible replays of insanely overpowered double platoon tanks. And today's video, we are going to be checking out a tank that I used to absolutely hate. This is, of course, the Foch 155. And this tank went from being terrible, in my personal opinion, to being insanely overpowered in so many different ways. So, we're going to be jumping on into some replays, but before I do get into that, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel yet, we are so close to 7,000 subscribers, and that would mean a lot to me if you click that subscribe button. It's free, do it now. Anyways, we're going to get on into battle number 1. And here we are. Game number 1 is on Hellas, and we are once again with Droodles. You're going to see a lot of Droodles in this series because, I mean, we just did this for hours and hours in many different tanks. So, here we are. Hellas, like I said, double Foch is insanely funny. It's really one of those tanks where, honestly, I didn't expect it to work this well. I know the tank's really strong, and especially with tungsten, it's basically like the OG Foch, which if you guys don't know, the original Foch, like when it first came out, had a 640 alpha gun with 2 shells. Now, obviously, it doesn't have the same alpha damage, but because Wargaming decided to give the thing tungsten shells for some reason, it basically does have 640 alpha, and you can absolutely bomb people in this tank if you're able to hit all 4 of your shots like you and your platoon mate. So, we're going to take medium side, because the main thing with the Foch is its insane mobility. This thing goes incredibly fast, and it allows you to get into positions really quickly to shoot at random shitters like we have in front of us. This T-54E1, who I'm going to shoot at, is probably one of the worst players I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to show you guys his stats at the end of this game, but we absolutely slam that STB, or not STB, the standard B with HE, finishing him off in like, what, 2 seconds, 3 seconds? The interclip on this tank is actually pretty fast for what it is. And you can see that right there. Like, just with those 2 players sitting in the open for, what, like 5 seconds, they're both already deleted. And because, like I said, the mobility is insane, we're up to already, like, 56 kilometers an hour chasing down this damn Sheridan. Look at this guy run away. And we hit him for 1,300 with 2 shells, setting him on fire, and Droodles finishes him off. Like, what is this, bro? This is an absolute carnage fest, this game. And we're not done there. As you can see, the rest of their team has pushed heavy side, but that doesn't stop us from using our mobility once again to push around behind where players like this E100 is going to sit. Hello, E100. What's up, bro? Yeah, you might want to move forward a little bit more. Yep. 1149, and there we go. We took a total of around 1,700 damage off of that E100. He went from full health to 400 health in a matter of like 4 seconds. That's just the power of double Foch, or double autoloader for that matter, of any type. And you can see here, not only is the Foch fast, it is actually really good at ramming too. You can see I hit him for a nice 200-ish damage ram, got a shell into him, and Droodles finished him off with a nice fire. And there we go, we were able to get the kill into the IS-7. Just like that, we turned this game from being maybe a slower paced game if we were into single shots into a complete steamroll. Absolutely insane, and that is the power of the Foch for you. So 4,200 damage dealt in game number 1, and Droodles also did 3,800. So absolutely carried that game. But take a look at this guy's stats. This is the T-54E1. What is this, bro? Like, hello? 800 battles, 29% win rate. Isn't that incredible right there? And, I mean, this game was just filled with bad players. Like, that standard B, who was also in Platoon with him, 28%. What? Huh? Anyways, that's game number 1. We're going to get right on into battle number 2. Mayan Ruins. Now, this is going to be a different sort of game for you guys to see. And it's one where a few mistakes are going to be made by Droodles and I. But I'll show you guys that. You'll see it later on in this game. But another really good thing about the Foch that actually got buffed was its armor profile. The tank used to have a really, really bad armor profile, especially frontally. You still have very weak track wheels, so if you are playing this tank, you're going to have to be careful the second you angle, because people will go right through your track wheels. Your side armor is still very weak, but what Wargaming buffed on it was the frontal armor, like the upper plate right here, is insanely strong, and if you wiggle back and forth, people are going to have an insanely hard time penning you. Also, the hatch on the Foch, it looks very big, but it's really only the middle part of it that you can pen, and the rest of it's very red and very troll. So, really, the armor profile matched with the insane two-shot gun, plus the insane mobility, just makes this tank completely overpowered. And again, in a tune setting where you can focus fire a little bit, if you have to, you are going to absolutely nuke anyone you see. So, of course, Droodles is seeing that the VK90 went mid, and unfortunately for us, our whole team went A. Now, I say unfortunately because it's usually nicer to take over medium side, as that gives you an easier time taking over like map control, getting hold of the rest of the map. But it is nice in the Foch, since you don't have much gun depression, that if your team does go A side like they are now, you can kind of sit without having that problem of having to use gun depression to get your shells out. So luckily for us, we are on flat ground. Droodles is absolutely nuking this bat chat. Now, here's where the problem starts. You see that 183 that I just shot at? Well, I thought I was going to be able to back into cover, but in fact, bro hits me with an insanely crazy snapshot onto the side of my tank as I'm just about to go behind cover, and there goes my entire HP pool. Sure, you can be in an insanely overpowered double tune. That will never stop the 183 players from being cringe. But do get a really nice snapshot into the bat chat, bringing him down to a one-shot, which is very good. We want to get those mobility tanks out of the game as soon as possible. I am going to save my one shell, though, because I know this 215B has been playing very aggressive, so there we go. I do get my second shell into him. Now, normally, if you are holding on to one shell and you hold on to it for maybe more than 5 seconds, I would recommend you guys just reload your whole clip. Obviously, this thing isn't an auto reloader, so holding that one shell is just going to be a deficit to your clip damage. So, yeah. Anyways, you can see here, Droodles, unfortunately, makes a misplay by overpoking and gets absolutely crapped on by not only the Ho-Ri, but the E100, losing him all his health. So, now both of us have made a misplay, and we're both super low on HP. He's getting pissed off by the Ho-Ri because this guy has been tunneling him all game. I don't blame him, it's a Ho-Ri player. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to focus on getting that Ho-Ri out of the game, because of course the Ho-Ri is one of those tanks that can just pen you no matter what angle you're at. So getting a tank like that out of the game that has like no potential to bounce your vehicle is very important, especially end game if you get into those situations. So I'm going to wait here with my HE, I'm going to be patient, and I do pick up the kill on the Ho-Ri with a nice HE splash alert right there. Droodles is still alive, though. He's using his speed boost. And for me, personally, I don't use this tank with speed boost. I like to have 2 repair kits because getting tracked in this tank is super annoying. But I know Droodles was testing out speed boost, and it can work in some situations, especially if you have to, like, chase down a medium or light tank. Having the speed boost is very nice. Now, we're trying to get rid of this E100 right now. We know that he can one-shot both of us, so we're playing it very safe right now, trying to bait the shell from him if we can, and so is Droodles. So Droodles is going to do a fantastic job here of baiting that E100's shot, and because the E100 isn't the best player in the world, he does actually get baited by it. I'm surprised the E100 didn't just HE him, but anyways. In mid here, though, we have another problem. The 57 did do a good job of clipping out their 183, but because the bat chat is still alive, he's able to run around the back of the 57 and clip him out. So now it's just me and Droodles. Droodles, luckily, like I said, baited the shell from the E100, so he's able to finish him off. But Droodles is now on a reload, and it's a 2v2 scenario. Ideally, what would happen is this bat chat would YOLO for me instead of Droodles, because I at least can take the hits from him. That's what we thought was going to happen, but the 215B managed to just YOLO in front of me, get away with it, and kill Droodles off, which is really sad. And because of that, now I am toast. I wanted to try and YOLO for the 215B because I didn't really know of any other play. I guess I could have stayed further back, but oh well. Mistakes were made. We ended up losing this game. We still did a fantastic job, but you can kind of see what happens when you get nuked by a 183, even in a very overpowered platoon. Even with that awful result, we still both did, once again, around 4,000 damage. I mean, all of our games in the Foch that we played were like this. These two were just the most interesting battles that I thought I would showcase to you guys. But in general, I mean, the Foch right now in its current state, doesn't matter if you're platooning in it or soloing in this tank, it is going to be a complete menace, especially to the enemy medium tank players, because of how quick it is, because of the gun it features dealing insane amounts of alpha damage, especially if you're able to get both of your shells out. But there you go. That's episode number 2 of the most overpowered platoon tanks. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more like this, then you should subscribe to my channel. Like I said before, we're almost at 7,000 subscribers. And for the rest of you, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.